He didn't want to build a bomb. He only wanted to understand the truth. But truth can be dangerous. He saw the world not as it is, but as it hides. He was called a traitor, a genius, a ghost. And for a moment, he held the fate of the entire world in his mind. This is the story of the man who saw the invisible. And he is Niels Henrik David Bohr. They called it the age of machines. But in Copenhagen, one child didn't care for steam or steel, while others played with gears and engines. He listened to something smaller, stranger, not metal, not motion. He heard the silence between the ticks. He was listening for truth, even if it couldn't be seen. The Bohrs were not like other families. Dinners came with lectures, games with logic. His father a scholar, his brother a prodigy. And Niels, he didn't just ask why. He asked, what if the why was wrong? They taught physics like scripture, unchangeable, but Bohr didn't believe in unbreakable rules. He questioned, he challenged, and he made the room uncomfortable. Not because he was wrong, but because he was too early. He wasn't just a thinker. He could move, compete, win. But even here, in the roar of the game, his mind never stopped calculating. Physics was everywhere, in every pass, every angle. His first paper was too strange, too bold. Professors dismissed it, too vague, they said, too theoretical. But he kept writing, kept digging, because somewhere behind those numbers was something no one else had seen. What is an atom? They told him it was solid, stable, but he didn't believe it. In his dreams, atoms trembled, leapt, disappeared. It wasn't madness. It was discovery, knocking early. He didn't need a lab to do physics. He found it in nature, in stillness. The lake was frozen, but underneath, chaos. Like the atom, like the universe, he began to see the pattern. One moment, one scribble, one idea, that electrons don't slide, they jump. No one believed it yet. But Bohr knew this was more than theory. It was the first crack in the wall of reality. In 1911, he left Denmark, carrying only ideas. England was the heart of science, the temple of rules. But Bohr didn't come to obey them. He came to blow them apart. He met Ernest Rutherford, the man who split the atom. Bohr listened, studied, but then he asked something that stopped the room cold. What if the electrons don't spiral in? Rutherford laughed. Then he listened. He saw a world where electrons didn't drift. They jumped. They leapt from shell to shell. Not gradually, instantly. It defied logic, and it worked. Journals rejected him. Too speculative, too odd, too young. But Bohr didn't stop. He sent it again and again until one day, quantum theory had a new voice. He wasn't charming, he stuttered, he paused too long. But when he spoke, reality bent around his words. Even his critics couldn't look away. Einstein believed in order. Bohr believed in chance. One said God does not play dice. Bohr replied, stop telling God what to do. He built a temple of thinkers. No uniforms, no ranks, just questions and chaos. They called it the House of Dreams. Inside, physics wasn't just studied, it was reinvented. His model explained the hydrogen atom, but deeper questions stirred. Particles that acted like waves, realities that vanished when you looked too closely. He cracked the door open, but behind it was something stranger than anyone imagined. Complementarity. The deeper he went, the less sense the universe made. Particles that changed when observed, light behaving like waves and bullets. Certainty was dead, and Bohr had helped bury it. In 1938, the math changed. An atom could be split. And when split, it didn't end, it exploded. The science was real, but the danger was just beginning. He had given the world a new kind of fire, but who would hold the match? He feared not the science, but the men who would use it. Denmark fell. Bohr stayed, under watch, under threat. He hid Jewish scientists, protected secrets, but danger crept closer every day. An old friend came with a message. Werner Heisenberg, once Bohr's student, now working for Hitler. Did he come to warn or to threaten? No one knows. Bohr never spoke of it again. The Gestapo came too close. So Bohr ran, hidden in a boat, with everything in his mind. If caught, he'd vanish, but the Allies were waiting. The Americans had a plan, a secret city, a secret weapon. And Bohr, they called him Uncle. He warned them, use it to end war, not begin one. But power listens, only to itself. August 6, 1945. Science won, humanity lost. Bohr had helped open the atom and watched as it devoured a city. The war ended, but something inside him broke. The bomb had ended one war. Now Bohr wanted to stop another. He begged the world, share knowledge, unite science, don't let it tear us apart. But the world was fractured, divided. He proposed an international body for atomic control, to share knowledge, to stop weapons. He didn't speak of nations, he spoke of humanity. Bohr didn't stop fighting. He sent letters to world leaders pleading for peace. But even he knew his voice was growing weaker. He had helped build the bomb, but now the world saw him as a prophet whose words fell on deaf ears. The bomb had detonated, but its shadow still haunted the earth. He was no longer the young scientist firing the shots of discovery. Now he was the elder, fighting for a world that didn't seem to hear. He stood for peace, but the atom had its own voice. Heisenberg, the man who had once come to him with a question, the man who worked on the bomb Bohr had dreaded. They met once more, two old men, reconciled in silence. In his final speech, Bohr spoke of what mattered most. He spoke of humanity's future. He spoke of trust. He spoke of unity. And for the first time in years, he believed the world might hear him. Niels Bohr, the man who unlocked the secrets of the atom, the man who had questioned everything. He died in 1962. His work, his voice, the echoes remained. But the question was still unanswered. Who owns the atom? If this story moved you, even a little, please consider liking the video, especially our loyal subscribers who see it first. It really helps the algorithm share it with more people who might need to hear it. And if it didn't resonate with you, we'd still love to hear your thoughts. Honest feedback helps us improve and make better content. If you'd like to see more stories like this, you know where to find us. You can also reach out on social media. Links are on the screen and in the description. We'd love to connect. Thanks for being here. Stay thoughtful, stay curious.